want to start by just giving us the basic premise of the idea of FrankNJohn?
The premise of FrankNJohn. Okay, it's a bit tough. Okay, so he's this kid who wakes up in a grave and he has no memory, the typical kind of protagonist thing, and he finds out that his head falls off his body and it's attached to his body by a chain, and he can swing it around and smash stuff with it. And basically the whole story is him trying to find his creator in this giant mansion, and he's just trying to get to the top of the mansion to find his creator and figure out why am I, basically. It's a typical kind of Frankenstein story, sort of, on its head.
And what is the gameplay elements of the game?
The gameplay elements, so it's very much like, I wouldn't call it a brawler, but it's kind of like, if you imagine, like, he's got this head and he's swinging it and he's smacking stuff with it. So you do have this kind of short range. It's almost like Binding of Isaac, but short range is what it's been compared to. So like, yeah, a melee Binding of Isaac. It's very much the kind of gameplay we're going for. It's kind of got a lot of roguelike elements, so there's permadeath, random generation, and obviously it's really, really difficult because it's a roguelike. And the main thing we have is, you'll probably see it later, but we have these things called skull caps. So the top of his head can be popped off, and you can put on these things called skull caps. That totally changed gameplay. So, for example, one of them changes the whole game to isometric, and that's kind of pretty cool. Like, it looks like Link to the Past. Another one shoots fireballs. Another one makes it, it's called the Plumber. I can't say, he jumps on stuff to kill them. It's like, no, like, copyright infringement at all. But yeah, so these skull caps have these powers that give you different abilities, basically, and change the gameplay as you go along. That's the main crux of it.
Is it themed levels then? Or?
Absolutely. So they're based off, like the 5 stages of grief, denial, anger, bargaining, all that kind of stuff. So it's based off them. So the first level is the Garden of Denial. So a lot of the gameplay will be kind of around that as well. There's a bit of narrative woven into it, which we are going to put in later, but it'll also follow that kind of thematic flow of like denial, and then the second level is like the furnace of anger. That's like a big clockwork furnace with boiling lava and stuff. So they are thematically as well as location themed. So, and the enemies are different, the traps are different, the way you play is different in each one of those.
And boss fights then?
Boss fights are in there as well. And that also ties into narrative, because the way we have it is we're trying to do this kind of thing where we have multiple endings. So we want to do it where you can kill the boss, which is easier to do. It's really hard to do, but it's easier to do. And there's another way you can do it where you can get around the boss, but not kill them. And that's kind of like the moral choice. But it's way harder to do it that way. So we're trying to give the player this choice to be able to save the boss. And if you can save the boss towards the end of the game, they might come back and help you, that kind of thing.
What stage in development are you at?
Pre-alpha. Very, very, very early on. So basically, we were working on this part-time for a long time. So if you imagine, people in the office were only in the office like 2 days a week, 3 days a week, so it's really hard to get stuff going. But we are at a stage where we've got the controls, we think, pretty good, and the gameplay pretty good, and we just need to stitch together the levels and basically build the whole game now. And it shouldn't be too long from now. So we're at alpha stage. We're hoping to hit beta by, let's say, Christmas, and then gold, fingers crossed, somewhere summer 2015, something like that.
And you're on Kickstarter at the moment?
We are on Kickstarter at the moment. You see it?
You're right with the link box, that's great.
Yeah, if you QR code on the screen. But yeah, we're on Kickstarter at the moment. We're doing pretty well, I think, I hope. So it's stressful as hell. If there's any advice I give to anyone, don't do Kickstarter if you can help it. It's horrible. Everyone always warns you how bad it is, and you're like, alright, it's really bad, we're ready for this. You're not ready for it. You're never ready for it. It's really, really stressful. You're just there up to 3 AM going, refresh, and like begging people for tweets and stuff, and it's horrible. But it's been a good experience. The community has been amazing so far.
So are you going to get Steam then, or are you planning console basis in the future? Or?
So we are definitely going to Steam already. We are in talks with Sony at the moment, and we will be in talks with Xbox. Talks to Sony are going really well. It's literally like one technical issue. It's the only reason we're not testing already. And Unity just released a Vita thing, so we can go in Vitas, retail Vitas. So yeah, hopefully we'll be on there as well. We want to be on as many platforms as possible, except Touch. Screw those guys. Although people want it, yeah.
Anything else? Any last words for?
Don't go Kickstarter.
Don't go Kickstarter.
Don't.
Any last big selling points for the game?
Big selling points for the game.
Final grade, final drive.
It's really good.
Unbiased, completely unbiased.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, what else? There's multiple endings, randomly generated roguelike. It's got a little garbage kill kit. His head falls off. Like, come on. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you got body parts. You can like rip off bits of your body and stick other bits on, and that gives you like basically it's like an armor set, if you will. As you know, the way you put on armor. So instead of putting on armor, you put on a new hand, and that gives you, say, maybe more damage and stuff like that. So we have this infinite customizability, and we're working on getting a trading system into Steam. So you know the way you can trade stuff. So we're working on getting that. So you might be able to, like, say, if I found a skull cap, I could go, I don't really like this, but a lot of people do, so I could trade with someone maybe. Oh yeah, local co-op. Local co-op is going to come in too as well. So there, I think that's all the selling points.
So you actually keep the skull caps throughout once you unlock them once?
Once you unlock them, yeah, you're able to unlock them again. Yeah, you're randomly. But it's kind of like a roll of the dice. So once I find one, I'm able to get it again, but it's chosen from the pool. So say if I had 3 of them, it would choose randomly between that pool of 3, if you know what I mean. So I need to find more to increase my pool. And then I can spend marbles are a currency. You can spend marbles to say like, oh, I like this skull cap a lot, so I want to spend marbles so the random roll will favor that one a bit more. So hopefully I get that a bit more, that sort of thing. So we have this kind of economy system as well.
Sounds very good.
Cool. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I wish you luck.
I wish us luck.